When you can't make it to City Hall or the school board meetings, local journalists from Duluth News Tribune will be there to report the facts and get your questions answered. Local news works for you. Stay up to date at duluthnewstribune.com.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Tuesday, February 7th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now, here's a look at today's headlines. The Hermantown City Council unanimously approved the appointment of Ellie Jones to serve out the remainder of Grant Hochschild's term. Hochschild resigned on January 3rd due to his election to the Minnesota State Senate District 3 seat. His term runs through the end of 2024, so it was filled by appointment Monday evening. The position was open for applicants through January 23rd to anyone at least 21 years old who resided in Hermantown for at least 30 days prior to their appointment. 6 applied for the position and were interviewed at a council workshop January 30th. Jones was sworn in immediately following the vote and was seated with the council. Essentia Health has named Dr. Bill Heegard as its East Market president. Heegard, who currently serves as Essentia's West Market president, will replace Dr. John Pryor, who is retiring. Heegard will begin transitioning to the new position in the coming weeks and officially assumes the role April 1st, Essentia announced in a news release Monday morning. Essentia Health leaders selected Heegard from a national search. He has worked for Essentia since April 2020. He was previously Chief Medical Officer and Chief Clinical Officer at Hennepin Healthcare Minneapolis, where he practiced adult and pediatric emergency medicine. He has regularly worked at Essentia emergency departments in Fargo, North Dakota, and Detroit Lakes, Minnesota in the past 3 years. Essentia's East Market covers a large part of the Northland, from Brainerd, Minnesota to Ashland, Wisconsin. The West Market spans central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, including Fargo-Moorhead. West Market Chief Medical Officer Dr. Richard Veeder will serve as interim West Market president as a national search for his position begins. The city of Cohasset did not provide enough evidence to prove an environmental impact statement was unnecessary for a proposed wood plant, the Minnesota Court of Appeals ruled Monday. The court sent the issue back to the city to reconsider and issue a revised decision on whether 2 wetland issues should require an environmental impact statement of Huber Engineered Woods' plan to build an oriented strand board plant on 400 acres next to Minnesota Power's Boswell Energy Center in Cohasset. Specifically, the court's decision cited the lack of evidence in 2 wetland-related issues, whether eliminating wetlands would trigger a mandatory environmental impact statement and whether planned wetland filling would have, quote, significant environmental effects, end quote. The Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe challenged Cohasset's March 2022 decision to accept a less stringent environmental assessment worksheet. The band's reservation is just 1 mile from the project's proposed location, but the band has said it was not consulted before the project's announcement in 2021. The court's decision also said the city failed to investigate how wetland replacement and permit controls would protect wild rice beds on the downstream Blackwater Creek during the facility's construction. Monday's decision reintroduces a scenario the company and its supporters sought to avoid: an environmental impact statement, a rigorous review of the project's environmental effects, and an examination of alternatives that could take about 1 year to complete. A facility of Huber's size, 800,000 square feet, would typically trigger an environmental impact statement, but the Minnesota legislature passed a law that specifically exempts the project from such a study. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought by the News Tribune's 20 Under 40 Awards.
Duluth weather for today, partly sunny and rather blustery, with northwest winds around 10 to 20, gusting up to about 30 miles an hour at times. Temperature steady in the upper 20s. Tonight, partly cloudy. Temps will drop to around 20 degrees. Wind is expected to gradually diminish. Sunny and mild tomorrow, with temps warming into the middle 30s, and we're in for a couple of mild days, although there will be a chance of snow developing again by the end of the week, Thursday night and Friday. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist John Wheeler.
Thank you to the 20 Under 40 Awards for their support. Now is your chance to nominate someone younger than 40 who's making a positive impact in our Northland. Nominations are open through February 28th. Submit yours at duluthnewstribune.com/20under40. Reporting for today's episode was done by Tara Cadow, Laura Butterbrodt, and Jimmy Lovren. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.